In the 3 years since I quit my job, there's been two big things that I realized that I struggled with a lot. And it took me probably a couple of years to realize the struggle and realize how to overcome them. But I want to share them with you today in the hopes that A, if you're getting ready to quit your job, you can avoid some of these struggles that I had. Or B, if you've already quit and you're experiencing some of these same things, I can help you overcome them and help you get past them the way that I did. My name is Patrick Menefee. I'm here to help you level up your money, your mindset, and your mission in order to help you become the best possible version of yourself and to become the person that you're capable of becoming. Now, this channel videos come out every single Monday, so make sure you click the like button if this is helpful to you and subscribe so you can check out the next videos when they come. Now, the first thing that I struggled with was the work that I had been doing moved from excitement to requirement. It went from novelty to survival. And as a result, I kind of lost the purpose that I was fighting for. As humans, we love to have a purpose to rally behind, a cause that we're moving forward towards. And when we're working a job, when we're focused on creating financial freedom, we have a very clear target. Everything that we do is for a greater good for our lives of freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, travel freedom, freedom so that we don't have to listen to our boss. Whatever that may be, it gives us a worthy cause to fight for. And so I know for me, the year leading up to me quitting, I was dedicating a ton of time. While I was traveling, I was getting up early, I was working on flights, I was working in hotels, I was working in airport lounges. I was working nonstop trying to build this thing. And it was exciting, it was fresh, it was new, and it was with the purpose of something bigger. It was with this purpose of financial freedom. Once I quit, and it took me a long time to realize this, once I quit, that purpose was gone. The purpose and the novelty of what I had became a requirement. Putting in those hours, doing the work to make the deals happen, that became necessary for survival. My income depended on that. Now I didn't have a job anymore. All the chips were off the table. All I had was that one particular business. And it was real estate at the time. And I think where a lot of us get it wrong is we don't reset and give ourselves something to work towards. A lot of times, because we don't do that, we just effectively chase money, even though we may not think that we're chasing money. So for me, that was building a flipping business. I wanted to build a really big flipping business because that was just, it gave me a cause to fight for. When I realized that I wanted nothing to do with a flipping business, I realized that I needed a greater purpose to fight for. And that was when I started doing a lot of work on my vision and what I cared about, what my values were, and what the long-term vision for my life looked like. And now that I've gotten clear on that, it gives me something that I'm very clearly fighting for in everything that I do. I'm fighting to help people become the person that they're capable of becoming. I help people do that through one-on-one work. I help people through channels like YouTube, and I help people through communities like my Charlotte Entrepreneurs community. All of that works towards my vision and towards my goal. Flipping didn't do that because I didn't have a target there. So if you are getting ready to quit, again, you don't need to have all of this stuff figured out before you quit. The entire target and focus can be on quitting, that's okay. But I encourage you to think a little bit past that. Think about what are you gonna do afterwards? What is your fight and your worthy cause gonna be afterwards? And if you're struggling right now and you don't really know what you're doing, you don't really love what you're doing and you don't feel fulfilled with it, what is it that you care about? What is it that you wanna be working towards? What is your vision that you're building towards? That's where I found working with a coach is helpful, or getting around a community and like-minded people that are doing the same thing. So that was number one. And the second big struggle I had was my relationship with time. It's funny when you go from working full-time and building a business to quitting and having this time freedom to yourself. For me personally, I was traveling 4 days a week for work. I would fly out Monday morning at 6 a.m. I'd fly home on Thursday and get home at midnight. And I would have Friday and Saturday and Sunday at home. And I was still working on Friday. And so I would carve out time outside of that. I would work in the mornings. I'd work on my flights. I'd work everywhere and anywhere. And then I'd do some work on the weekends too. So when you've been working in the corporate world for a long time and even the Army before that, I had this 10 plus years of experience where I have to be working from 9 to 5. And if I'm not, I'm a piece of shit. I'm failing, I'm lazy, or I have the day off, one of the two. And the days off don't happen very often. So in my head, when I left, not only did I have the vacuum of time, but I had to be working from 9 to 5. And if I wasn't, I was doing something wrong. And that is something that I really had to overcome because sometimes I needed to get stuff done outside of there. Sometimes, especially if we're doing all of this to create freedom for ourselves, to create time freedom for ourselves. And for me, to spend time with my family and to spend time with my wife and my daughter, and also spend time enjoying myself a little bit, it makes a lot more sense to do that during the day. It makes a lot more sense to, when I don't have a lot of stuff going on a Tuesday afternoon, to go to the shooting range or go do something fun. That is a lot smarter than working from 9 to 5 because I feel like that's what I have to do, and then sacrificing my time with my family on the weekends or in the evenings so that I can do those things just because I don't feel worthy of doing them during the day. It's a very big mindset shift that I had to go through in order to figure out how do I use my time and what am I allowed to do? The answer is you're allowed to do anything you want to. It is your time. And everybody's opinions be damned. You do with it what you need to do. So if you're getting ready to leave your job and you're working out of it, the first thing that I would tell you is it gets easier and you should allow it to get easier. The time that you're putting in right now where you're working a job and working in your business on top of that, allow yourself to take a break a little bit. Allow yourself to condense your schedule. Allow yourself to enjoy the time freedom that you're working so hard for. And on the flip side, if you've already quit and you're experiencing and you resonate with what I'm talking about because you feel that, because that's you right now, think about productivity versus activity. Productivity towards, like I talked about in the first part, a worthy target, a worthy challenge, a worthy goal. Making progress towards that. Maybe you can make the progress that you need to make in 2 hours. Then take the rest of the day off. Enjoy the day. If you need to work more, if you need to do more to make progress towards that and do the thing that you need to do for the day, then cool, do it. Still have the strong work ethic. But it doesn't mean that you've got to use quantity of hours. You can use quality of hours. How can you be productive, not just active? How can you move for the sake of making progress towards a goal rather than moving for the sake of moving? The wonderful thing about this journey, whether you are in the process of getting out of your job or you've already left, is freedom is incredible. It's what we're here for. It's one of the most worthy goals. The challenging part is, what do you do with it once you have it? And what do you do next? If you can work on these two things, if you can overcome these, hopefully earlier than I did, if you can get clear on what the cause is that you're fighting for and that you're working towards, and you can set that for yourself after you quit or even before you quit, and if you can figure out how to have a good relationship with time and how to manage your time, it makes freedom much more rewarding. And it doesn't make that freedom feel a little bit like a cage. So I'll share a few more insights around my exit and what I've learned over the past couple of years in the next videos. So make sure you click subscribe. Please, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think, if you resonate with any of these. If you've had these same problems, drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're local to the Charlotte area, here in Charlotte, we have a group. I started a group called Charlotte Entrepreneurs where we dive in and we have these types of conversations. Not everybody understands what we're going through as entrepreneurs. So if you're in Charlotte, come join us for one of our next events.